Well, folks, I'm at it again. I was in on a trade up here, and I kind of got cold feet. I killed it. It just, I was thinking we might go back up and test this open just in time for it to fall out of bed, and I missed that. I missed a lot of that. But right now, I'm just working this new week opening gap. This is where we opened on Sunday. This is where we closed on Friday. And you can see price is dancing in between it. And so what got me in this trade is we just took it. I put an order to go short as soon as we took that end wall, anticipating that we would go back down and take out the bottom of the end wall. And I actually got in a short here and kind of got smoked, and I was in the hole. And so this is actually working out pretty good in my favor. Now, this settlement line and the end wall, they're the same. So I'm going to just let that kind of play out. Hopefully, we can push all the way down to the bottom of the end wall. Over here on the big contract, let's blow this up. Over here on the big contract, I have quadrants on this end wall. The high 25%. It's just divided in 25% quadrants. And right now we're at the halfway point. And that could be a pivot point that we go back up to the 75. Could also be we just continue to push down. Maybe we go all the way to the bottom. But putting quadrants on this thing, you will notice price likes to bounce to the quadrants. Here we go to 25, back to 75. Now we went all the way to the top. We're back down to 50. Do we go lower? Don't know. But putting these quadrants on here really seems to help. Maybe we go back to 75, then to 25. I mean, just, it's a good idea to put them on there. I'm going to make the line a little bit different so we can see them better. There we go. But you can see how we work to the bottom, back to the upper quadrant, back down to 75, and that corresponded well with our breaker that got respected. So I think I was like $50 in the hole around this area. So I went ahead and took a long, and I just took my profit right here and got my $50 back, but we ended up working all the way to the top. I feel like all of this low-hanging fruit down here is where we need to trade to for the market to remain healthy. This is the new week opening gap from last week, this gray box. This is a regular trading hour gap from last week. I feel like we should trade down under here. But Asia seems to want to dance in this end wall. And if it's going to dance in the end wall, I'm just going to take advantage of that little section there. And I'll just do little scalps. I got a little bit more money in my account now, so I am trading 4 micros instead of 1. And that helps. Looking at these features here, are we on a 5-minute? Yeah, we're on a 5-minute over here. So we poked into the 50. Now we're going back up. These 4-hour regular trading hours, we took that one and then we put up a reversal pattern. So we could theoretically go to the moon. I just don't think we're going to. I think we're going to dance in this end wall for a while. We could offer lower. I'm going to delete this one because I don't think it's in play. And we'll just focus on these quadrants right here. So you could actually take a profit here, put in an order here, take another profit there. Maybe we go all the way to here. But dancing is what I expect. I'm a music lover, and there's two songs that come to mind when I say dancing. There's one by Men in Hats called You Can Dance If You Want To, but they say want ooh. And the other one is that crazy one that says, like, I think it says, it just says dance, I said. So we'll just say dance, I said. But yeah, 75% mark. We're offering back to it. Maybe I get stopped out here. I could definitely take away my risk, or I could take my profit here. I mean, that's $100 bill. But I've seen this happen. ICT did a video 2 or 3 weeks ago about these quadrants, and I've just been putting them on wicks here and there, putting them on important factors like new week opening gaps and just opening gaps in general. Like this one, you could put a quadrant on that entire opening gap, or this. This one has two middle lines because one box. Don't worry about those lines. But since I started putting quadrants on things, I've noticed price likes to dance between them. It really does. I would go back and show you a couple of days ago when it did this business. And we could just be offering back down to this fair value gap and to the moon we go. But this helps you make sense of, well, we're just caught up in the chop. Well, this is the chop. These quadrants end up being the chop. So it helps you get a better idea of where to place your entries. If we can get all the way back down here, that'll be $348. I'm qualified for a payout in this account, so to me, that's half of that is what I could take out. What's that? 175 approximately. Let's just move it down to, there we go. Now it's 175. Man, that's magic. Maybe one of these days y'all can, all of you people that watch my videos, which it looks like we got two people watching right now. Maybe one of these days y'all can explain to me why I'm not a millionaire yet, because I feel like I ought to be. Holy cheese balls, that's loud. I'm just gonna put that on so when the dead air is on, y'all at least know I'm still here. I'm drinking beer and smoking cigarettes tonight, and that's a good way to make some extra money. You don't give two quite as quite as many craps about the market not going your way if you drink beer and smoke cigarettes while you're doing it. So if you don't have a bottle of whiskey or I got a cold beer and I like cold beer. If you don't have that laying around, I would recommend, grabbing you one and enjoy the show. Enjoy watching me getting my butt handed to me during Asia session. Normally I do. Normally it's just a straight loss. I take a trade nearly every Asia session. Just at the beginning, I'll put on one micro and pray. Okay, like a coin flip situation, and I lose 90% of the time. But, if you're risking one micro, 50 bucks, that one chance that you do get it right, it could be one of those Asia sessions that just falls straight out of bed. And I have had some of those where I've made 1,000 bucks on a freaking micro during Asia. But I don't know if I lost 1,000 before I won that. I'm not sure. My win to loss ratio, I don't keep track. But I do need to journal these trades that I've taken right now. Today is the 3rd. I get my microphone tomorrow, so y'all be able to hear me a whole lot better. Today is 11/3 trade. This is not my first trade, but I forgot what I did on the other ones. And this was an NWOG trade. I'll journal that. And we'll have to just wait and see what happens. So we're working the middle quadrant. We're really liking the middle of that NWOG. I don't really expect us to trade much higher than that NWOG. We do have a really nice 5-minute fair value gap. I'll mark it, but I'm going to delete it as soon as I mark it. It's right here. And if you compare that with the NWOG, that's right at the halfway point. Candle bodies kind of went below it, but mostly respected it. I felt like when we opened and started trading down, that NWOG was our target. And so we're there. I really don't expect a whole bunch more downside other than that, but I do expect it to work this thing. And we can get some scalps in there. I'll stay on here until the beer takes effect and I go to bed. This isn't my music. I was given an Uber ride the other day, and this lady said, "Hey, would you put on Sabrina Carpenter?" And so I just told Siri to start playing some Sabrina Carpenter, and so that's why it's playing this lady here. I'm more of a country music fan. If you have a music request and you're watching, let me know, and I'll put on some music that you like. Karen Bush is here. Hi, Karen. I'm still in the trade. You already leave me? Oh, it when I put on the video, then I can't see the chat. It killed my music. My sister is on here. If y'all are in here, say hi. Oh, I see Karen said hi. Somebody else. I know we got 3 people. I'm well, we got 2 people. I'm one of them. My sister's one of them. Who else is on here? Say something. Let me know you're here. We got to put Sabrina Carpenter back on, but I don't know how I can do it and still watch the chat. I think I got an idea. Okay, so let's do this. I'll close that. We'll go back to Pandora. Birds of a feather. Pandora pop. Man, I'm not liking this little dance around the 50% mark. Should we take it off and try to get back in at 75? Yes, we should. All right, so 75 is at 217.50. We'll try to take that wick. All right, we'll try it right there. Madison Beer. Her last name is Beer. Man, I think I'm in love. Okay, so let's see if I can figure out how to see the chat. Okay, so if only I could enjoy chocolate. I am listening to you and drinking a glass of wine and watching Christmas movies. Very nice. Is Kathy with you? I don't. I put OS. OS Kathy with you. If you look at this from a typical breaker perspective, we do have a breaker right here to the downside. And so my take profit, I mean, I already took profit, but my entry, if it bounces off that breaker to the tick, is a little bit low, which is possible. But we may not even get there. So, do you like the music for dead air interference? An Epsom salt bath. All right. I may not get back in on this. I want to, but it offered to the halfway point of this wick. It did not get all the way back to 75. Maybe it will. No, it's not gonna. Son of a gun, I shouldn't have killed it. So now how can we get back in without it trading right back up to 18? There went my $350. I say we go 50% mark since we seem to be offering to the lower quadrant now. It's 0650. So we'll try right there to get back in. We are bouncing off of this bullish breaker. And I made it 120 on that trade. Up 134, age of session. I don't know. I don't need to be doing any complaining. But I'm mad because I just didn't. I killed it too soon, and it's going all the way down to the end wall. Son of a gun. Maybe I get in right here at this 25. Will that be 95%? 95 even? We'll try 95 even. We'll try it for the end wall glow. You been out with your girlfriend?
No,
Man.
that's a no. I've been out doing flashing.
Oh, okay. I think if you're out with your girlfriend, it'd be more fun. Will it fill me? Will it fill me before it takes the bottom of the end wall? Son of a gun, man! I wish I wouldn't have killed this trade. Who told me to kill it? Karen, was that you? Yeah, Karen told me to kill it. It's all her fault. Maybe I can get back in at that 25% quadrant. Let's see. If it'll come back to that orange line and then push down, we'll be good. But if it goes back to the half, that's going to stop me out. We're definitely below this breaker now. So maybe the breaker low would be our entry. I'm going to try the enter here for a push to the bottom. Let's just see. I may never get another opportunity to enter. Son of a gun. Can't chase though. If you chase, it's guaranteed to retrace on you. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Maybe, maybe. Pop it. Come on. We can do it. That's you equaled. Look at that. That's relative equal highs. All right, it's going to fill me here. Now, can we stay below? Can we continue to offer lower? Or are we going to go all the way back to 26? Let's just fall to the bottom of that end wall real quick like. Just right to there. That's all we need. That's all we need. We're not going to be greedy. We'll take our $90. We'll take our $90 and then we'll regroup. Do you think it's possible that we could break through the end log and offer maybe all the way down to here? I think it's possible that I could get stopped out here. Yeah, I am. Son of a gun. See how easy it is to lose? And that's the volume imbalance. Fair value gap to the downside. Hmm. I think we're going back to 50. We took these lows, but we invalidated this breaker. So yeah, I'm going to try another one at 06. 4 times. Let's sell them right there. 06. Get me. Get me now. Don't fall out of bed before you get me. Okay, I'm gonna try to get in right there because I think we already hit 06. Get me. All right. Now, can we get back down to round number? Or back down to the end wall? Bottom. Let's try it. That'll be 170. We're going all the way to 75, aren't we? Trash. If we go to 75, I'm going to get smoked again for another 50 bucks. That's at 17. Son of a gun. If it doesn't pull back in a hurry, okay, I'm done. It got me. 25, 50, 75. Yeah, it's not an exact science, is it? Look at that crap. That's Asia right there. That is 100% Asia session. Violate a breaker to the downside and then go to the freaking moon. That's a big rip. Right there is 26 points. Well, my 25-point stop loss on one micro would have been okay. So there we are again. Let's try it again. One more time for the good times. We're going to try to sell 4 right there. Now I am doing 4 with a 50-point stop loss, so that's only a couple of points. But I'm going to try it right there. And if we get to the bottom, we may go all the way back to the top. But I'm hoping this breaker will provide some barrier of protection. I know I'm not going to be wrong every time. But I might. I might be wrong every time. It is watch me get my butt handed to me live stream. So the possibility is definitely there. Why would we violate the bullish breaker, which is these purple lines, and then rip up 30 freaking points? Because we wanted to retest this breaker. We wanted to go back to the 75% quadrant of this NWOG. Did we want to go all the way to the top of the NWOG? Possibly. But if you look at probability and odds and probability and all that, I lost 50 bucks. I lost 50 more bucks. But here I'll make, if we go here, 250 bucks. So add all that up. What is that to the positive? 150 bucks. And that's how trading works. Now I may be wrong. Maybe I get down 150 bucks here. Unless you're just completely wrong on your direction or you're taking 1,000 trades, you can usually work it out where, okay, you lose 50. All right, you're wrong. You lose 50 more. And then you're right. And you make 150. You're up 50 bucks. This is a volume imbalance. We could hit it and go more upside, or we could fall out of bed here. I'm leaning to the fall out of bed side. But that is quite a rip. That's one of the difficult things about trading is the market will convince you that it's going to the moon. And so you get long and then it does this. I've learned over time when the market goes up like that, especially if we're in a little range situation, that's when you want to sell it. You don't want to sell it at the lows, you want to sell it at the highs. Who thought it would come back down here? I kind of want to scream, "Are you not entertained?" and throw a sword into the audience. We're just to the 25% quadrant again. Are we going back to the moon? Or are we going to take the low? Let's get to the bottom of that end wall just one time here. Get me some money. I don't know. I feel like taking it off here. But I also kind of feel like, well, that was a liquidity run. What if we decide the MWOG is not enough and we offer down to some of these levels? You want to give it the opportunity to do that, or should we just take our profit right here? I mean, under that low would be 270. I'm going to give it the opportunity to fall out of bed here. This is 850. I didn't move these lines. Let's do this. We lost $100 on those two, so we'll make sure we recapture that, and then we'll try this 850 mark. But that might be an all-night endeavor. 850. So this, I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see what's going on with that. 4 hour RTH. So that one's the one we took already. So I think this one's the one we should aim for right there. And why don't I have that one marked over here? Ah, I see. We need to clone some of these. Well, that's EXT though. That's RTH. Yeah, so 89. I think we need to clone that one. We need to put that one on there for sure. All right, we'll go back to extended and extended. And so we've given it the opportunity. It did poke. That's the end wall right there. It just poked it. Are we dancing? Or are we dropping? go back to the 1 minute here. Oh, over here, rather. I'm okay with it being on a bigger one here. So we poked the bottom of the end log, almost. We're back to 25%. Do we continue to fall? Or do we take this dude off? I say I got the money back that I lost. I'm still up on the evening. Let's see that. I'm up 25 smackers. So if I killed it right now, I'd have a little bit of money. I mean, I avoided Uber tonight so I could come in here and make some money trading. If I was out Ubering right now and I made $175 or $180, I'd be thrilled to death. So we're above the 25. I say I gotta kill it. I gotta kill it because it looks like we're gonna work up back up to the 50. It's really, really common for Asia to do that, or at least to go to 26. That was a volume imbalance. I'll put on 3 right there and try to push down to the bottom here. Only because of this volume imbalance did I enter there, and round number. Round number. We're going to push lower. 80 is a really popular number to go lower. So, yeah, we'll see. I may lose this one. This may be a $50 loss. Because if we go to 50, that's 06. And we do have another volume imbalance up here. However, this one works out. That's going to be it. I'm going to kill it for the night. If I went out and Ubered and made 150 bucks, I would be like, woohoo, I made 150 bucks. But for some reason, when I'm trading and I only make $150, I'm like, this don't look good, does it? Let's go into 150. Let's go into that 50% mark, most likely. We'll give it another minute or two. A candle or two. 38. Yeah, that's going. There it went. Took me. So 50%, we're back to it. We triple tap the lows. So let's just pretend like I made $103 Ubering tonight. I think I could make more. I think I could probably short it here and get at least back down to here, possibly here. But my goal for this live stream was to show you how price moves through new week opening gaps and obeys quadrants. The top, so here we went 75, 25, high, back down to 50, 75, back down to 25, back to 50. Hell, I'm gonna do one more all the way back down to the bottom right there. Or I might just go to 25. 25 is 95. I got in at 98. We'll try it all the way to the bottom of it right there. One more. Because that PD array to me says we're going right here. Minimum, we're going right there. And I can take my risk off right there. Worst case scenario, I may maybe I don't make any money, but worst case scenario, I don't lose any money either. I'm gonna try one more there. Okay, so it stopped me out. Back to 25. So 50, 25. And that was my goal. I just wanted to show you how it works in between these quadrants. So when you're all caught up in the chop, if you can find a quadrant on a wick or anything, Like if we put like on maybe a 15-minute, yeah, you could put a quadrant on this big wick right here, and it would be real similar to that. Or a new week opening gap is an excellent place. The opening gap for days is also an excellent place. If you look at today, let me do a regular trading hour only. Okay, so here's the regular trading hour for today. And settlement was down here. This is where we opened. And if you put quadrants on that entire gap, look at this. We never did make it back up all the way to 25, but we did 50. We kind of did a little dance, and then we came down to 25. We poked the end wall, and then we went back up to 50, tried to make it to 25, back down here. Look how we bounced off of 75 several times. And then ultimately we came back down, tried to hit 75, kind of just danced around 50 a lot and settled at the 50% mark of that gap. So that's another example of how you can use these things. This might not be 100% accurate, but that's how you can use those quadrants on any PD array. Wicks are really good for that. And I have no doubt if I continue to trade this, I could get a little bit more money out of these quadrants. Let's see. So we went back to 50, back to 25. So if you wanted to enter one here, I mean, 50 would be the ideal spot. But I think we're pushing down to that low. It'll just help you navigate the chop, is what I'm telling you. It'll help you navigate the chop. I think I'm going to end it there. 104 bucks. That's not a bad night. I had a little more earlier, but yeah. It's hard for me to avoid trading in this area. That's why I'm getting silent. Because I'm looking at it thinking, oh, I could take that and it could go here. But it's not a good place to enter. It's not. Here would be a good place to enter for a push down. So, no. That's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed me getting my butt handed to me during Asia session. I'll talk to y'all next time.